Κυρία Πρέσβη, καλησπέρα σας.
Good evening, καλησπέρα σας.
Η Συμφωνία Ισραήλ-Αιγύπτου για πώληση φυσικού αερίου θεωρείται ιστορική. Πόσο ανατρέπει όμως τα γεωπολιτικά δεδομένα στην Ανατολική Μεσόγειο?
Egypt-Israel relations are very important for stability in the East Mediterranean. We have had relations with Egypt for many years now. We are just celebrating now 40 years to the visit of the late President Sadat to Israel, which was an historical event, as everybody remembers. The commercial deal that was signed a week ago between Israel and Egypt is a very important development, very substantial one. The idea is to sell natural gas from Israel to Egypt. The deal is for 10 years. Quantities are 65 BCM. Of course, the Egyptian market needs much more gas than this. As you well know, in 2019, they will start receiving gas from the field offshore Egypt, from the Zohr field. So this is just additional quantities to the quantities of natural gas that Egypt will receive from Zohr natural gas field. So it is not only a very important strategic agreement between Israel and Egypt, but it will also assist in development of the Egyptian economy and create stability, more stability in the region. And these are the benefits of this deal.
Το συνολικό απόθεμα υδρογονανθράκων στην Ανατολική Μεσόγειο ξεπερνά τα 380 τρισεκατομμύρια κυβικά πόδια. Τα χρήματα είναι πάρα πολλά. Βλέπετε το φυσικό αέριο ως θείο δώρο ή ως κατάρα? Κινδυνεύει η περιοχή από νέες πολεμικές αναμετρήσεις?
Any natural asset is a gift of God. We should look at it in this way. It's just how you take advantage of this gift of God that each and every country has. There were countries that in the past didn't utilize this gift of God properly, and of course they lost money and it was a major disaster. I think that everyone in our region and all over the world have taken advantage of their natural resources, learned the lessons of the failures of others, and they know exactly, and Israel definitely have a very concrete government plan, how to utilize the natural gas smartly, first and foremost for the benefit of the people of Israel.
Κινδυνεύει η περιοχή κατά την άποψή σας από νέες πολεμικές αναμετρήσεις?
The Middle East has always been a very troublesome region. In historic times and unfortunately in present times as well. We really hope that we can have peace in the region, peace between Israel and its neighbors, and this is our hope, has always been since the State of Israel was established.
Ποια κατά την άποψή σας θα είναι η τελική στάση του Ισραήλ έναντι του σενάριου τριχοτόμησης της Συρίας? Μια δυτική σιητική Συρία, ένα κουρδικό κράτος και ένα σουνιτικό στα σύνορα με την Ιορδανία?
We definitely probably will see in the future Syria being sort of divided in pockets of areas of influence. There will be, as you correctly said, most likely an area that will be the Kurdish area, there will be an area of the control of Assad, and there will be an area of control of others, most likely. What is of major concern to Israel is the Iranian intervention in everything that takes place and in the future of Syria. And this is what we are very, very bothered with.
Υπάρχει έστω και θεωρητικά ενδεχόμενο συμφιλίωσης του Ισραήλ με το Ιράν? Και αν ναι, υπό ποιους ρεαλιστικούς όρους?
We had very good relations with Persia until the Iranian Revolution in 1979. I don't see any reason why we cannot have good relations with Iran of today. But, of course, the Iranians have to accept the existence of the State of Israel, which they don't, to stop all hostilities and all hate rhetorics against Israel, and to just show that they are sincerely willing to have relations, of friendly relations with the State of Israel.
Οι σχέσεις του Ισραήλ με την Τουρκία είναι απολύτως προβληματικές. Πώς θα χαρακτηρίζατε την εξέλιξη των σχέσεών σας με την Άγκυρα μεσοπρόθεσμα?
Turkey is a very important country in the East Mediterranean. It can be a source of stability, but it can be a source of instability. Our ambition is to have good relations with Turkey, as we had in the past. We normalized relations with Turkey in 2016, but unfortunately we see the continuation of very strong criticism coming from Erdogan against Israel, against everything that Israel does. And of course this is not very conducive to a normalization of relations.
Κατά τη γνώμη σας, οι σχέσεις Ελλάδα-Ισραήλ βρίσκονται σε ικανοποιητικό επίπεδο? Υπάρχουν περιθώρια βράχυπρόθεσμα και μεσοπρόθεσμα περαιτέρω βελτίωσής τους?
We are very satisfied with the level of relations, the political relations, the defense and military, the economic relations, and all the huge area of soft diplomacy, meaning culture, academic exchanges, relations with the civil society, but we can do much more.
Πώς θα χαρακτηρίζατε λοιπόν τις σχέσεις Ελλάδος-Ισραήλ στο στρατιωτικό τομέα?
Very good relations. There's very good exchanges of expertise between our two defense and military authorities, exchanges of high-level visits. Our chief of staff is going to visit Athens this week. Chief of the General Staff is going to visit Athens this week. There are joint exercises both in Greece and in Israel, and we're very satisfied. And this just shows the intimacy and the warm relations between our two countries.
Στη συνεργασία των δύο χωρών, δηλαδή της Ελλάδας και του Ισραήλ, εξέχουσα θέση κατέχει η καινοτομία και η νεανική επιχειρηματικότητα. Τι περιμένουμε από το κράτος του Ισραήλ μελλοντικά όσον αφορά τη συνέχιση ανταλλαγής επισκέψεων, εκδηλώσεων αλλά και χρηματοδοτήσεων? Οι δύο χώρες φαίνονται αποφασισμένες να προωθήσουν τη συνεργασία στη νεανική επιχειρηματικότητα και στην καινοτομία?
Definitely. I mean, this is one of the major contacts that we have with the youngsters of Greece, starting from university, going through the startups themselves and the more mature companies. We see an exciting group of people, very motivated, willing to succeed and willing to take Greece forward and to create an ecosystem that is very viable, very energetic, and very successful. So apart from what the embassy has done so far, meaning bringing entrepreneurs from Israel to meet entrepreneurs here in Greece, to organize startup competitions, to promote the Israel-Greece bilateral agreement on industrial research and development, etc. We do many other things. What is in the pipeline now is the execution of a commitment that our Prime Minister gave to Prime Minister Tsipras a few months back, that there will be a program in Israel that will see that youngsters from Greece, entrepreneurs, being fresh out of schools, academic institutions, or already have started their own startup, that they will come to Israel for a few months, work in an Israeli startup and get acquainted with the Israeli ecosystem.
Να πάμε και στο θέμα του τουρισμού. Η άνθηση γνωρίζει και η τουριστική συνεργασία, καθώς η Ελλάδα αναδεικνύεται στο πρώτο προορισμό των Ισραηλινών για σύντομες διακοπές. Εκτιμάται ότι φέτος θα επισκεφθούν την Ελλάδα περισσότεροι Ισραηλινοί και οι πτήσεις των Ισραηλινών αερογραμμών θα ξεπεράσουν τις περσινές?
I'm quite sure. Greece has been a very, very popular destination, not only in summertime, but throughout the year. If you walk downtown Athens, even in the months of winter months, you will see a lot of Israelis that come over the weekend just to spend the weekend here, to go to the music clubs. The Israelis like Greek music, as you well know. So this is a tourism destination for 12 months, not only in the summertime. But of course the peak is from April until October usually. This is a very long summer vacation. Last week Israel had the big event, tourism event, that is held every year in February. And this year, I think the number of tourist agencies and mayors and governors and deputy governors from Greece exceeded any other year before. Tourist or travel agents in Israel that promised them that the number of tourists this year will increase dramatically. We are now finalizing, our airlines are finalizing their summer schedule. And I'm quite sure that there will be more flights to Greece, more tourists to Greece, flying to more destinations than years before. Our airlines fly usually to something like 12 to 15 different destinations in Greece. So we are very happy that this is taking place and that the numbers are increasing every year.
Σχετικά με το ζήτημα της Παλαιστίνης, κυρία Πρέσβη, υπάρχει προοπτική για μια νέα ειρηνευτική διαδικασία ή όχι? Τι απαντάτε σε αυτούς που κατηγορούν και επικρίνουν το Ισραήλ για συνέχιση των επικισμών στα εδάφη της Παλαιστίνης?
We have to be optimistic in the Middle East especially. We have to inspire for a very good future. Otherwise, life for all of us in the Middle East will be very, very difficult. I'm quite sure that we can reach a good peace agreement with the Palestinians. There's a process that is taking place now with the Americans. The Americans are supposed to put on the table their own proposal for the peace in the Middle East, peace between Israeli and Palestinians. So we are all waiting for the American President Trump's proposal, new proposals for peace between Israelis and Palestinians. So let's be very optimistic that we can go back to the negotiation table, because this is the wish of the people of Israel and also the Palestinians themselves.
Η αναγνώριση της Ιερουσαλήμ ως πρωτεύουσας του κράτους του Ισραήλ, πιστεύετε πως συμβάλλει θετικά ή αρνητικά στην προσπάθεια ειρηνευτικών διαπραγματεύσεων με τους Παλαιστίνιους, δεδομένου πως πολλοί ηγέτες έχουν αντιληφθεί ότι χρειάζονται λύσεις και όχι συγκρούσεις?
Jerusalem has always been the capital of the State of Israel since its establishment 70 years ago. All the major governmental institutions are in Jerusalem. The president sits in Jerusalem. The parliament sits in Jerusalem. The Supreme Court is in Jerusalem. All the major symbols of a state are in Jerusalem. So what President Trump has actually announced is the obvious. He said Jerusalem is the capital of the State of Israel. He has not drawn in his statement and in his declaration the borders between a possible Palestinian capital in Jerusalem. He didn't say anything about this. The only thing that he said was stating the obvious, that Jerusalem is the capital of the State of Israel. Now, what will happen when we hopefully very soon go back to the negotiation table with the Palestinians is that the whole question whether Jerusalem is the capital of Israel or not the capital of Israel is already off the table. This is already stated. Now Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, and this is one of the major topics and the major obstacles actually to continue or to go back to the negotiation table. So we hope that by this declaration, this major obstacle has been put aside and we can discuss other important issues in our future relations with the Palestinians.
Ένα μεγάλο φαινόμενο το οποίο παρατηρείται τα τελευταία χρόνια στην Ευρώπη, κυρία Πρέσβη, είναι η άνοδος της ακροδεξιάς. Πιστεύετε πως είναι προσωρινό ή σας ανησυχεί μελλοντικά?
I don't think this is a temporary phenomenon. I think this is something that we will see as the major development in this era, in these years after World War II. We are worried, especially with those right-wing parties that are very anti-Semitic, neo-Nazi group in some countries that might just bring back the same rhetoric and the same policies of fascist parties and Nazi parties, and the Nazi party as we saw already in the 20th century. So on the whole, right-wing parties don't necessarily should be a major concern to the world, and not only to Israel, but we have to monitor exactly what is their ideology, what they are saying, what are their policies. And of course, we are very concerned with extreme right-wing parties that are getting more powerful all over Europe. We saw this in Germany, we saw this recently in Austria. And of course, these are of great concern to us. And this is why we monitor very carefully what is being said, what is being done, how they see relations with Israel. And this is, of course, a very important factor in our future relations with these countries.
Ζείτε στην Ελλάδα τα τελευταία χρόνια. Θέλω να μου πείτε τι είναι αυτό που σας αρέσει περισσότερο στη χώρα μας, εδώ στην Ελλάδα, και ποιο είναι αυτό που σας στεναχωρεί και σας ανησυχεί.
The beauty of this country and the beauty of the people. These are the two main things that really excite me in the last 3.5 years that I've been here. It's a marvelous country to visit, beautiful landscapes, perfect combination of landscapes, from mountains to rivers to sea to natural parks, amazing. Greece is an amazing tourist place. And the people I find are very, very nice, very warm, very hospitable. And this is what our tourists also encounter when they come to Greece. And this is the main reason why they love coming here and they keep on coming back. And there's also the historical presence in Greece, which is very prominent, archaeology everywhere. The culture. I'm so impressed with the love of the Greeks to culture, being it literature, music, theater, especially theater. This is one of the very, very exciting experiences that I've had here in Greece. Of course, it's regretful that when you travel in Greece and when you even walk here in Athens, you see shops that are closed and flats that are being constantly there for rent or sale. This is unfortunate, but I'm quite sure that in the next few years, and I hope it will be quicker than later, Greece will manage to overcome all these obstacles and to be on the right track of economic development and be a very important country and very developed economy in this part of the world.
Σας ευχαριστούμε πολύ, κυρία Πρέσβη, για αυτή τη συνέντευξη.
Thank you very much, Zougla.gr. I wish you all the very success, and I wish our relations to be very good, especially in this year that we celebrate the 70 years of independence of the State of Israel.